More than a year after Sandy, nothing gives us greater pride than to report on progress that's been made. But the frustrating reality is that a year later, many people still aren't back in their homes, and many are still fighting in vain with their insurance companies for money to rebuild. Joining us this afternoon to talk about your legal rights when it comes to taking on the insurance companies and fighting for what you've been paying for is Glen Ged, disaster recovery attorney with Ellis, Jed & Bodden. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
All right, so Glen, I can't even tell you how many people have reached out to me not knowing where to turn. Just last night, I had a conversation with a really nice woman, New Jersey resident named Eileen, who didn't know what to do. So first thing that I think we should talk about is the deadlines, because people don't know what the deadlines are to take legal action.
Well, with the anniversary of Sandy 2 weeks ago, that came along with a lot of deadlines. And there are deadlines that apply both to the flood coverage and the wind coverage, and they're separate deadlines. And each case is case-specific and really need to be analyzed, and that's where we come in trying to help the people analyze what are their deadlines. On the flood, they have, although the federal government has extended it till April 28th to file a proof of loss, if you have already filed that proof of loss and got denied, you have 1 year from that date. And on the wind policies, the homeowners policies, they're case-specific. Some New Jersey policies have a 1 year statute of limitations. Some have a 2 years. And in the 1 year, there's a little leeway because the law allows, under equitable tolling, them a little bit more time, and according to some of the other policy language as well.
So you have some deadlines, basically, that are coming up within the next month already.
We have filed 280 lawsuits, and we have a lot more coming because we have to protect the people's rights in terms of the filing them on time.
All right, so let's get right to some of the tips for the viewers right now, because there's so much that people need to know if they are considering taking legal action. First is to document everything.
Yes. Very, very important to document everything. We've been lecturing from the beginning. Get a notebook, sit down, and start with your loved ones and your family and write your story down. Who you spoke to, when you spoke to them. Everyone in the family will have information, how the insurance company has treated you through the process, what they told you, when they were coming, when they didn't come, all the documentation and correspondence that you have between the insurance company. Very important to document the damages to your home, too. If you don't document everything, the insurance companies will say they were pre-existing or not from the storm.
And you also say you got to be proactive here, because it's all about being the squeaky wheel, right?
Right, squeaky wheel always gets the oil. You have to send letters to your insurance company telling them how you've been treated, asking them what they're going to do, asking them when the claim dates are, although they're not obligated to tell you, and make sure that you stay and document every week. When you send a letter, follow up with another letter. You didn't respond to my other letter. And create a paper trail, because in the law there's a thing called insurance bad faith, where the insurance companies have a fiduciary obligation to their insured to act in an appropriate fashion, not just to string them along.
Something to keep in mind is that in this case, the insurance company is not your friend. This is an adversarial relationship.
Exactly. Unfortunately, that's the system we live in, and they're for-profit companies, and you need to make sure that you do something to protect your rights in terms of knowing what the dates are, what your rights are. And we have examples where we just resolved a case where there was a $9,000 flood offer. We were able to get $110,000 for the client. Another one with a $30,000 flood offer for $130,000 for the client. So we're trying to make progress for them. Squeaky wheel gets the oil.
All right, now you were talking about documenting, of course, claims information, proof, receipts, but let's move on to the next one. Don't sign any legal documents without consulting an attorney. So important in this process.
Right. Whatever attorney you decide to use, make sure if there's any releases or general releases in the claims, make sure you consult an attorney to make sure that you're not signing and giving up your rights to future action, because in most cases you can cash the check that the insurance company has already given you and still proceed with your claim, and that's where we review the case to see if they owe you more money than they paid you.
Let's talk very quickly about what it is. These people have this fear about contacting an attorney because they feel as though they're going to have to pay out tons of money just to get legal representation. So what do you guys do in this case?
Great question. I grew up in New Jersey, in Point Pleasant and Wayne, and we're really here to help. We're a national law firm. We come into the case after the insurance company has already paid the money. So if you got a $10,000 offer, that's your money, we don't touch it. We come in and we work on a contingency basis where we don't charge any money. We get a percentage of whatever new money we can collect. We front all the cost for the engineers, the meteorologists, the experts needed to prove your case in court and for the insurance company, and then we get a percentage of any new money we get. So it's a no-lose situation for a client.
We're going to have to leave it right there. Thank you so much. A lot of great information. Glen Ged, and it's justiceforsandy.com.
No, justiceaftersandy.com.
And we have all the information actually for you right on our website, news12.com. We'll link you up so you can get whatever information it is that you need.